Hey guys, today we are going to discuss about how to create Todo application using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So this is the basic execution of Todo application. Yeah, okay. Let us look into the creation of this Todo application using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Right. So let us create index.html file. On this index.html file, let us take a division with a name as container division. And in that, I'm taking another division with a class name as Todo app. So in this Todo app, let us give some heading as Todo app. Let's take another division with a class name as row. Let us create input field, class name as input, and let us provide some placeholder value as enter your task. Fine. And now let us create a button using button tag. An order list, the class name as list container. Fine. So in this order list, we are going to display our list items like HTML and another li item as CSS. I'll show you how to create that also. So let us look into this. Yeah. So this is our sample Todo app using HTML. So now let us write a CSS for this. Before going to write the CSS, let us link the CSS to our HTML file. Yeah, fine. So let us remove the by default CSS properties like padding, margin, everything to 0. And I'm also giving box sizing as border box. Fine. Yeah, let us provide some background color for the body. So this is the hexadecimal value, background color of the body. So now let us write the CSS color for the container class. For this container class, I'm providing just height and width using the class selector. Height has 100% weight and width has 100%. Yeah, fine. So now let us write the CSS for the Todo app. For the Todo class using the class selector, width as 100%, with the maximum width as 540 pixels. Also, let us provide the background color for the division. Let us give some margin properties as 100 pixels, auto, and 20 pixels. Now, give some padding. Padding should be like 40, 30, and 70 to look it more attractive. Now, let us give some border radius for the division. Let it be 10 pixels. Yeah, let's look into this. Here you can see the division for the Todo box. Yeah, fine. Let us look into this. So here you can see why I have given the margin top value means. So let us remove the margin top value and let us look into the output. So here you can see the heading and the input fields are coincide. So that's why I have provided the margin top value. Yeah, fine. Next, let us write the CSS for the input field. So for this input field, we need to write some CSS, right? So in order to write the CSS for the input field, we can either write directly or by using the class selector, or we can write the CSS for the inputs like this way. Input curly braces type is equals to. So if as we are having the only single input field, that's why I'm using this property in CSS. But if we are having the multiple input fields, then we need to create a class name. So by using the class name, we can write this CSS, right? Fine. Yeah. So I'm providing here the flex property as one, and let us provide some height like 4 or 5 whatever it may be, and give some padding 20 pixels. Let us make the background as transparent. So, into the here you can see. So let us remove the border property. Also outline, let us remove outline also. Yeah, fine. Let us decrease the height to the 3. That looks fine. So now let us add the CSS for the button. As we are having only single button, let us add access using the tag name. Let us add some height for the button. It should be 3 rem. It's like 10 or whatever, maybe 10 rem I'm taking. Let us give background color orange. Is it my favorite color? I'm providing the orange. And let us give some border radius to the button like pixels or 40 pixels. Let's remove the border. Also outline. Fine. Yeah, here you can see. And let us provide the property cursor property as pointer. Same here also. Yeah. So now let us design the list container, means you order list items, UL items. Let us write some CSS for the list container division. Font size for them like 17 pixels. Some padding value, it might be 20 pixels. For more values, 20 pixels, 10 pixels, 10, and also 10 pixels at the dash. Yeah, fine. Now let us write the CSS for the LI items. The list style to the one, padding 10 pixels, and position should be absolute. Give the cursor value as point. Yeah, fine. Hmm. Here position should be relative. Sorry, this should be position relative. Yeah, it's not fine. And let us go to the JavaScript. Yes, part is completed. Yeah, fine. So now let us go to the JavaScript part. App.js. Let's link it to the HTML. So we need to access three things here. One is the input field, and another one is the button, and another thing is the list container. So by using either the tag name or class name or query selector, we can access those three. So first of all, we need to access the input field, right? So I'm giving variable name as a input and document dot give it element by class name. So for the input field, I have provided the class name as input. Fine. So now let us access the button. Just simply btn is equals to document dot get element by tag name button. Fine. And now let us access the list container using the class name as list container. As we have provided the class name, let us write where task list is equals to, I'm giving just variable name as a task list document dot get element by class name, on here our class name is list container. Fine. Okay, so the thing need to be done means let us remove these list items to be noted. And whenever we click on this add button, the task should be added here, right? So this should be done dynamically using the JavaScript. So let us look into that. So the task is adding whenever the button is clicked. So we need to add event listener function to the button. So in order to trigger the event, right? Add, and we need to define the type of the event. Click. So in this function, we need to define the logic. So first of all, we need to check whether the user has given some input or not. If the input field is empty, we need to provide an alert to the user to enter something. So if input dot value is empty, then alert, please enter your task. Let us check. I have provided this small, actually it is the capital event listener. So let us check. So here it is asking please enter your task. Right. Okay, then it's working fine. So in case if the input value is not empty, means else. So what we need to do means we need to add the UL item to the task list. So for that we need to create one LI tag. So in order to create LI tag in the JavaScript, there is a property as create element using the document property document dot create element. The element name is LI. Fine. Next we need to write the input value to the list item, right? So li dot inner HTML is equal to input dot value. Fine. Now we need to append this li item to the list container. I mean task list. Why? Because here, wait, sorry. So actually this is the list container, and now we are adding the li item to the list container dynamically using the JavaScript, right? So we have created the list item, but we need to add, I mean append to the list container. So in order to append the li to the list container, task list dot append child, and the child value is li. So let us check it. Here you can see li HTML is added, right? So let us, so whenever the li tag is added to the list container, we need to make the input value as empty. So let us remove the input dot value to empty, make it as empty, right? Fine. Let us check it. Yeah, here you can see again it is asking enter your task, right? It's working. So now what we need to do means we need to check this whenever it is completed. We need to delete this whenever the task is need to be removed from the Todo application, right? So let us work into it. So before that we need to create a span which is used to delete the list item. So same like that, what we need to create, as we have created the L item, same like that we need to create the span. So I'm creating where span is equals to document dot create element. We need to write some inner HTML to this also, nothing but a code for the symbol X. And let us append this to the li dot append j. Fine. Let's look at the HTML. So here you can see the star symbol, which is used to delete the list item. So let us add some CSS properties this to the span tag. Let's make it position as absolute, as it is attached to the list item, right? We are given the list item as position related. So right, let us give some positions. From right it should be 0 pixels, and from top it should have some 5 pixel, let us say. And let us give some font size. Font size around 40 pixels, let us provide. Yeah, let's give some height as 40 pixels, and width should be like same like height. And so here you can see, yeah, fine, it's looking good. So now let us add some JavaScript properties to check the task and to remove the task from the task list. So let us move to the JavaScript. So okay, before going to write the JavaScript, let us write some of the things. Yeah, okay guys, so let us provide some default list items like HTML, and another one as CSS, and I am providing here a class name as checked. Sorry, right. So let us apply some CSS property li dot and text decoration as line through. So let us look into this. So here you can see the HTML is having the strike off. So means whichever the task is completed, we can by selecting we can strike off the task, and if we want to remove the task, we can remove by selecting the X one. Right. So let us apply this feature using the JavaScript. Okay, fine. Let us remove these sample list items. Let us go to the JavaScript. So now we need to consider this task list. We need to add some event listener to this in order to trigger the event. Task list dot add event listener, and the function is click. Here let us give the some universal structure for the event triggering. If here if the target is, if the user selects the HTML list item, sorry, list item, so we need to trigger which item has been clicked by the user. So we need to get the target of the tag name. Target, sorry, target dot tag name. If target dot tag name is equals to li, then we need to add a class property. We need to add some CSS property as checker property. E dot target dot class list dot toggle checked. So okay, fine. I'm adding the task as HTML, and I'm selecting this task. So here you can see the strike off to the task as it is completed. So if there is any incompletion of the task, then we can again select it and to strike off this. Okay, fine. Let us add some JavaScript to this star mark in order to remove the task cross mark. Fine. So in case if the target is not a list item, then we need to go with the else if e dot target dot tag name is equals to span. Yes. Then we need to remove the target element, parent element. So we need to remove the parent element means it will delete the or it will remove the list item. One second, let us look into this. Something is wrong. And some rights